Hasn't gone. I'm live. Well, hello, I'm early. Like, seriously, I wasn't going to wait until the death knot. It is the death knot, isn't it, after last week? Hey?
Blue light.
Blue light where?
On your microphone.
Um,
You put the camera down. You can't see it.
yeah. There's a blue light on it.
Okay.
So I've got a microphone. I just have to wait for someone to come in and tell me that they can hear me. I am a little bit early. If they knew I was doing it, they probably know they've got.
So those dots down the bottom, that's telling you your microphone's working.
These ones?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Audio and video is all good. Thank you. Hi, Jane. You say hello to the bloke that kicked you off last time before he leaves the room. Almost knew what I was doing this time, but I don't know. I don't know whether he gives me confidence, wisdom, or the truth be told, he's the one that just tells me how to do it. Now, to you particularly, I apologise about my hands. I had a date with some oxides and I was doing all right. And then I thought, you know what? Where are those brushes I never use? So off I went, and then I didn't clean my glasses because I was so nervous about. Oh, listen to me go! It's a beautiful day. Sorry, they were so dirty. I honestly, I thought my eyes were full of sand. Oh, look at that. My eyes are fine. Oh, Rhonda. Hi, Mr. G. Says Rhonda. I can't yell too much, otherwise you lot will be all deafened. Okay, I've got my glasses on now. Hi, Cheryl. Said hello to Jane. Hi, Rhonda. How you doing? Actually, I was only thinking about you. When was it? What today is? Friday. It must have been Wednesday. Thinking I hadn't seen you around for a while, Rhonda. I was going to shoot you an email, but I'm sorry I didn't. I know, even the fancy camera, right? Do you know the lady that comes and cleans my house for me? She just loves this. So guess what she's getting for Christmas? I'll give it this one and I'll buy a new one for me. Do you reckon that'd work? I've been trying to be calm, people. That's why the camera's there. So, and this is on purpose. This is what's called a work mat. It's pink and you don't often get to see it. So I thought I'd just give you a treat. It's not going to last. Now, I played around with some brushos because, well, just, I don't really know why. Just did. So there's oxide on the bottom of them somewhere. And then I don't know if I'm going to get the shimmer on it. A nice explosion. I think you get better firework bangs if you don't use so much water, I found out. So it's a fine line between too much and not enough. That's just a bit of oxide that I've done. I know. How special do you feel? Hey? Cleaning my desk just for you lot. Try before you buy. So there you go. So they are very pretty. And I'm showing off now. Now that's my favourite. You can see like I've got the effect that I was. So now you can see why you don't use so much water. And then, well, it just got forgotten. And that one. Now these are 2 pages that come out of a ink and pen Kaisercraft. I never ever know what to do with these because they're too big for anything, and it just looks uninspiring. Yeah, it didn't work for me. So I went to town on the back of it for that and for that. And the reason why I did that is I'm making a book. With all this. I saw that Liesl and were advertising the December thingy-me-wants that you did, Jay. Do I remember that? Looks similar to the powders. Yes. Yeah, same thing. Brushos, Lindy's. Honestly, I think one's as good as the other. I've got some of each. So no, I wouldn't be too worried. If you've got one, you've got the other. Now I've got my water and my Pepsi lined up. I don't drink coffee, sorry. So this is going to be the cover, and this is going inside it just because I like it and it sounds fantastic. And this is packing paper, that we get with everything. And these are real, I know that's an envelope, and these are really sort of like I refer to them as really quite dirty. Oh yeah, there's more here. So that's the Atlas painters, obviously. They'll be all gessoed over. That's a science book. I like that because it's got written words in. It's got that in there. Photocopy of a bit of paper. You see this? This is just that's not much better. Yeah. So I thought that why waste them? Put them inside a bookish looking thing and use them. And you never know. I get carried away with Liesl and please help me out with her other name, the ladies that do the December. Can't even think what they call it. I haven't actually looked at the video, but I saw it in my feed and I thought I really, really like what Jane did last year because I'm not really that good at Christmas stuff, mainly because I don't want to be, to tell you the truth. There you have it. So I was debating about doing and I thought, well, they could be tags, like they're a bit groggy and grungy and bright for grungy, aren't they? Not grungy. So that's going to be a book. So that was one thing. Yeah, they really do. These ones were the brushes I used, the first ones I found, and I've got some. I'm a little bit all over the place because I've got a really, really big project that I've been doing for my channel that I don't really want to talk about here. Sue would probably tell me not to be ridiculous because she had in the past, but this is all about Sue's channel and what she's got. And so I didn't really want to be doing that project here. And you'll find out about it when it comes out on my channel. It's just I have an ethical thing, and Sue can go mad at me if she likes. So these are jelly prints, and I think, and then that's just a stamp, but I think that these are some of the yummiest results I think I've ever got off them. So I thought they could go into our book-like thing. Maybe it's not called a book-like thing. Maybe if we give it a name. So there's just all these, and they're a little bit grainy. You can feel the paint on them. Some of them, like that one there. So anyway, I just thought that they might be able to star in what will be a bit of a non-conformist type journal, which I feel I've been too long away from my mixed media and what I like to do. So I thought this might be a way to bring them in together, and I like that one. And then I thought maybe I could photocopy these and just use the prints instead of the originals, because I don't know if I'm ever going to get better results ever again. It's a bit hard for you to see, but anyway. Okay. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to... I was going to check to see if I was clever enough. We were too, Cheryl. I should finish one sentence before the other, shouldn't I? I wonder if I'm clever enough to be able to pin Sue's shop and Facebook page to the top. We were was that this time last year? Gosh, that seems like years ago now, doesn't it? Hi Anita, how are you? What Jane said, everybody. Sue is having a sale. It starts tonight. And it goes through until the 27th. Everything's 25% off in a shop, with the exception of the mystery boxes. So go into her shop, have a good look around, because that's a really generous, lovely thing for her to do for all of us. And keep saying it all night for me if I don't, Jane, that when new people come in, remind everybody that for somebody who gives us so much. And then I have got a message for you. I might have to do this a couple of times if people come in. Lynn's okay. She's going to be okay, but she's got a very long road ahead of her to get over. It's, you kind of break a hip and you're not going to get over it in 5 minutes. Thank you, Jane. That would be fantastic. Great. So while she's doing okay, it's going to take a I don't know, it's going to take time. I better not over dramatize. It's going to take time for her to get back, and she's very, very powerful. She's very I don't know, I don't like the word stubborn. What's another word for stubborn? Graham calls me pig-headed and stubborn, but I don't want to call him pig-headed. Determined. She's a very determined lady, so that's going to work well in her favour. Now, as far as Sue, she'll be back whenever she can, as always. Her family. Okay, then. Basically, what happened was, Rhonda, is Lynn was down the Gold Coast with her friends having a holiday, and she fell over. And she has had trouble with a series of falls before this. She fell over and she broke a hip. So she's been down at the John Flynn, which is at the bottom of the Gold Coast, almost into New South Wales. So she's been down there. How long's it been, girls? At least a week, probably going on 2 weeks. I'm not sure. Time's a long time anyway. So Sue's been down there with her all that time. Is it a week? I think it's got to be 2 weeks now. So yeah, she tripped over and she last Wednesday, Thursday. Thank you. She is doing okay. All's well. Well, not all's well, but you know what I mean. So she fell over and broke her hip, Rhonda, and Sue's been down there with her on the coast ever since. Yeah, about 10 days. It's more than a week, but I don't think it's as much as a fortnight. Now, the thing is, when Sue has, and Lynn's like back home and everything's doing okay, Sue's going to need a little bit of time. And I do sincerely hope and pray she'll take some time just for her to heal. Lynn had the accident. She's the one that's been in the pain. But having said that, it's always difficult for the carer. And not that Sue's complained, not that there is anything wrong with anything. She'll just need some time to have a bit of a sleep and a little bit of a walk around and figure out, make sure her mum's okay. Now and always, her mum, her family always come first. So that's what she's doing. Okay, I'll let her know, Rhonda. I'll let her know. So she'll need some rest. Now, the thing is the shop is operating independently of Sue. So if you're worried about it putting any pressure on her, don't. She's got good support there, and any orders you put in will be treated the same way they always have been before. And mailing days are Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. So don't let you don't think that you will be bothering her if you go ahead and buy something in the sale. So that's a bit to do something, hadn't I? Oh dear. Oh, it's a hard life. Now what I've got here is I've got this. This is Sue's latest digital kit. And don't forget too all those beautiful digital tools she's got. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Anyway, it's the one with the news. It's her latest one out. Okay, so 2 weeks tomorrow. So she was down there 2 weeks tomorrow. So she went on the Saturday. Yeah. 2 weeks tomorrow that she went down there. So I think it was about the 4th day. I think Jane's got it right, actually. Anyway, it happened when it happened. And it's happened, and now it's just getting her all healed up and back home. And does electronic equipment or electrical equipment do anything to you people sometimes? That was what I put in to get photocopied, and that's what I got out. Don't ask. Now, this is her latest digital kit. And I keep saying that because I'm hoping I'm going to see a name somewhere. This is her coffee dyed paper digital kit. You can see I'm as organised as I ever am. Remember last week I started working on a journal and I just didn't really do a lot. It was a bit traumatic last week, wasn't it, getting on? So I'm just trying to find the journal. Here's the journal here. Jane will be able to tell you what the name of her new vintage ephemera kit one. Thank you, Jane. I was hoping I would have picked it up from the paper I've got. Now, I don't know what's going on with my photocopier. I mean, look at that. To that. I mean, seriously. But then again, it went from that to that. So I suppose I should be happy, shouldn't I? But what I might do is because that's a little bit too faded, I think I might go to plan B. Oh, my hands are even putting me off. If you're going to play with brushos, ladies, use gloves. So that's the journal that we're doing. Haven't really done anything. This is the whole sum worth of my life last week was getting that done with a pocket. I don't think I even got anything done up here. I think that was it. I think by the time I did that and done, I was exhausted, wasn't I? So anyway, we're doing this, and I have put a few different of her digital kits together to do this one being the mushroom. I'm looking for, I'm using the mushroom kit. Just trying to find out what I did with those. Here. So I wanted to use that with that on the back, but you know, I think I still might. I mean, I can use the others. Now, remember, this one's a dull copy because of my my photocopy for some particular reason. There you go. Jane's on the ball. Thank you. They're very versatile. I'm just going to cut. And what you is, this cutter's a bit loud. So I've got a straight line up there. So we don't want two straight lines, so we'll have that one crooked. So what's everybody been up to? I've been a little bit like a mushroom this week. A very quiet week. Doing mainly in here. Relax, Louie. You're the only one that's safe. Note to self, that really is a poor spot to put your what do you call this thing? Scoring board. Oh dear, oh dear. So I'm just going to mark it a little bit along there. Hopefully enough to line it up. I think all I'm going to do is end up with two lines. So I'm going to make this into a little notebook. After all that careful caring, I'm going to make this into a little notebook that's going to go into a pocket of our journal. So I've got that, and this I've kept that there because I'll put a calico spine on it and made it a little bit of lace over it. Just do that. So everybody will have to tell me what they've been doing that was fun this week, because honestly, even though I've enjoyed my week immensely, it's just been me myself. Well, not really me, the two dogs, and Graham, and so it's basically bed, craft room, swim, dinner, rinse and repeat. And that's kind of like, sometimes you just need that, don't you? Now, if you see it before I do, I'm looking for my distressor doobie. I don't know, I seem to have a handle on things and the handle breaks. I don't understand that. Oh, we mightn't have Laurel here, is she? Thank you. Hi, Laurel. How you doing? Hope you're okay. I'm lost in a little mystery of my own here. I don't know why I have things. Oh, sorry, cutter. If I can't find them, look, you know what? I just found one. So we have all these things to do stuff with. Sorry about the noise. And I'm deliberately like being a little bit horrible to it, trying to get a little rip here and there and let the scissors do its thing. That's like chalk nails on a chalkboard, isn't it? Speaking of that, how was your week at teaching, Jane? What is going to be your next sewing project? You can't keep making the same thing. I suppose you can. There we go. Who needs a distresser tool anyway? Although if you did, probably 25% off if she's got them in stock. Yellow and blue paint. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, let's go. Oh. Yeah, well, that'll do it, won't it? These kids takes it out of you. We got working as usual. 3 weeks to school. Oh, there you go. Countdown's real. That's okay, because you're in the school too. Yeah, you've got big kids though, Jane. Oh, you're lucky. Plaid trousers. Yellow and blue. Love it. You know, I used to have a pair of plaid trousers. They were navy and a deep green. I think there might be something else sneaking in there somewhere, but I just don't quite remember. But yeah, nobody liked them. I loved them. I wore them till they wore out. I must confess there's something that I've never been able to do. I've never been able to follow fashion trend. Just, I don't know. I don't like people telling me that I have to take perfectly good clothes out of the wardrobe to buy more perfectly good clothes, I guess, just because they're last year's season. And it's like, and I never really liked anything that was going anyway. It's like crazy. Well, to me it is. But some girls love it. They love their makeup and they love changing their clothes and they love dressing up. And I like dressing up nice if I'm going somewhere, but fundamentally I'm very lazy. We all do our own thing, don't we? So then we've got still more of this stuff laying around. Oh, it is in fashion, is it? Cool. You and I could have an in-depth discussion about it, Jane. When you take us about 2.5 minutes, and that would be going into an in-depth and coming out the other side. So there wouldn't be much in the middle, would there? So now that I've managed to rip that and get it nice and yummy, I do like it. We'll go to the inside. We'll need some paper now, won't we? Now, was I smart enough? Yes, I was. Probably not the most exciting thing I could be doing if, we all know how to do this, but I've got to get things done for the journal, so it is what it is. It's the wrong side of the river. I don't know why I only grabbed one side of that then either, so let's do it again. You might have all made a notebook or book before, but you've never made it as complicated as what I have you? I might just sit that one there for a minute and we'll pretend that didn't happen, shall we? And we shall try again. I'm hopeless at ripping. I don't know why. You would think it would be just a natural thing. That's just to prove I can do it, right? Showing off now, so we'll get rid of this. The secret to have it not moving is just to whip the paper back over the ruler, up and over towards the left. But I tend to forget about helpful hints like that. And go a little bit crazy. Although in my defense, I do have trouble with strength now. My beautiful green and blue hands. Oh, yes, of course. The 80s was all about plaid, wasn't it? The Bay City Rollers. Yeah, no. Yeah, we got nothing to talk about with music either. Not if it's Bay City Rollers. I see the 80s. The 80s had... Was Metallica in the 80s? Guns N' Roses, good old Gunners. Were they 80s? They're the Eagles, and they were somewhere in the 70s. I don't know if they went through to the 80s. Oh, Boy George, he was 80s. He was good. I know there was some Elton John. When was he Elton John before he became Elton John? His Yellow Brick Road album. Daniel and the Friends. He did a movie track, movie called Friends. Love that. And Tiny Dancer. I do know a bit of it. No, not a lot. Duran Duran, yeah, well, no. Culture Club, yeah. How about living next door to ours, Dr. Hook? Do you remember him? David Gates. No, I think he was. Yeah, he would have been 80s. He was a hunk. We kind of liked a bit of, well, Graham and I are very eclectic with everything that we like as far as music goes. So we go from classical to metal. Leave out 98% of rapping, and please no Slim Dusty country, not country of any sort really. I've done it to myself again. I do persist in making life hard for myself and waste paper. Dr. Hooks is the 70s, wasn't it? Oh, I think they made an album. Oh, dear. Yeah. Not a lot of many that went into the 80s really came out of the 80s, did they? Oh, I tell you who Graham absolutely loved, and I liked him, and that's liked them that much. I can't even remember what they're called. Dire Straits. And what Mark Muffler, who was the founder and lead singer of Dire Straits, went on to a solo career, and he has put out some amazing songs since then. His album Philadelphia, it's really beautiful. He does an instrumental called Going Home. And when Graham used to sit in here with me, we'd have music going. Well, I have music going now. I'm hearing my own. But when it get to towards the end of the night, I mean, it's just up the other room from me, and it's not exactly a big room. He'd put Going Home on. It's like code for I'm a bit tired. We'd just sit in here. We'd be together, but we wouldn't talk. I mean, his back was to me, but we'd just listen to music together. Just enjoy each other's company. Yeah, it sure is, Jane. And no, I have no idea. Oh, hey, boy, just a minute. Do you want me to staple your tongue to your top lip? I will. You stop it. Come in here with me if you can't trust yourself. Thank you. Sorry about that. Sometimes you just have to get firm with these children, don't you? Where were we? Is it really? Wow. That's a lot of money for it. I suppose, yeah. I'm assuming you can still buy, they call them record players. I remember back in the day that I'd have the music on when I was doing the housework, and off I'd go, and I'd be studying, I'd be bopping. And every time one stopped, I'd go back and manually put another one on it. Because I found that when I look, I'm doing it to myself again. I mean, will I ever learn? I like that edge. I don't think I want to get rid of that nice chunky edge there. If I put two, like you could put one on and then you could stack them somehow with a little lever. My little lever didn't always want to work, and the records, if there was a lot of vibration or whatever set it off, they'd all drop down onto the record that was playing, and of course, instant death to the needle. I used to. Wow. So they're actually still doing LPs. I would have thought that the only LPs you'd get now would be at artisan markets off the guy who scored big. Ours is all electronic now. doing? I know I'm not doing this very productively, but I'm actually just enjoying sitting here and seeing what you're writing and what you're doing. I don't know. Oh, Springsteen. Oh, I reckon I forgot about old Springsteen. Who can forget about him, eh? I'm the boss. He's my man, I'm the boss. But I think Springsteen and Mark Knopfler, when you hear them laid back, their music where they've just taken it right down, to me, I don't know whether or not you hear it, Jane, but they're not unlike. It's kind of like they made their name and hopefully made their money when they were these rock people. And then after that, they've gone on and just done these beautiful, they just paired it all back. And it just sounds wonderful. Just a guitar and them sitting on a stool, just playing. I don't think there's a better guitarist in the world than Mark Knopfler. I'm quite sure that I'd get an argument about that, but I'm not the only one who has been known to say that. What he could and couldn't do with the guitar, it's anybody's business. He's probably still doing it. He lives in France, I believe, but I do believe he's stopped touring. He's in his 70s somewhere now. And he decided he was just too old to travel. I'd be surprised if he stopped performing, though. And Pacelli. I'm going to just talk about all these names all night. I could. No, I won't, because I'll bore you. Oh, Sting, of course. Did you see? Oh, there's another great one from the 90s. Was Bryan Adams, Katie Lang. And if you go all the way back to the 70s, there was a lady called Anne Murray, Canadian. Celine Dion is Canadian, I believe. They have produced some amazing. So anyway, getting back to what's his name? Bryan Adams. Oh, yeah, it's good, isn't he? He's just Bryan Adams and the blonde-headed dude, soccer lover. Oh gosh, he sang "Sailing," Maggie May, and I don't want Rod Stewart. Adams sang "All for One." For all, because you know that one that's one of Bryan Adams that was sung in the Robin Hood. Was it Robin Hood Man in Tights or Robin Hood something around? And Bryan Adams did the All for One and One for All that was in it. Was it Robin Hood Man in Tights maybe? And yeah, he did All for One and One for All. And the three of them got together in this big old barn-looking place that's all kitted out with all their music, and the three of them sang it together. And to watch the byplay between them when they all came in, it was really, really good. I don't know who Tim Curry is. Oh, yeah, Neil Diamond. Joe Cocker. When a Man Loves a Woman and You Can Leave My Hat On. And he was one of the first music artists to get banned coming into a country because of illicit drugs. Now, I don't know whether he had them on him. I don't know whether it was because he'd been convicted of it, but he wasn't allowed to come here because he had a conviction or he had drugs on him. Now, I'm not sure which way that went. whether he tried to bring him in or whether the record did him in. But he wasn't allowed to come into the country and tour. I don't know who Tim Curry is. There's a young man at the moment, Neil Diamond. Yeah, he's pretty good, wasn't he? Oh, Tim Curry, the actor. Okay. I don't know him. Tim Curry. Yeah, I remember you're a lot younger than me, Jane. What was he in? What give me a he was. He did. Probably sounds better. There's a couple of quite a few young ones I'm enjoying at the moment, and I'm really angry with myself that I can't think of his name. How do we get on to music? So I'll just go on and on and on and on and on ad nauseum. Because when you talk, you get to hear what other people have got. He sings, pull back the river, draw back the river. Oh, what's he now? The Rocky Horror Show. That turned into a legend, didn't it? It was like the Sound of Music there for a while. People would go to the Sound of Music and it was like this whole cult thing. They'd all dress up like it. We went to the Rocky Horror Show, I think it must have been just before COVID, I guess, going back to then. And Graham and I felt like really ashamed of ourselves. We were about the only ones that didn't dress up, and it's like, oh dear, we've let the team down here, haven't we? So yeah, it was really, really funky. It was really good. Then again, we went to a Boy George live concert and didn't feel the need to dress up like him either. So, although admittedly I like his style. Dances to his own tune, that man. Colour by Numbers. That was one of his albums. And I loved it. Pretty sure he was 80s. No, he might have been late 70s, early 80s. 80s, yeah, it's all early 80s. Yeah, sorry, it's still me, Di. The imposter. Thank you. Read what Jane just said, Di. Most important. Any questions, ask away, but Jane's got it on the head there. So this is one of the Mushroom Kit digitals. Oh, Suze. And to tell you the truth, sometimes I have a little bit of trouble with mushrooms because some of them look a little bit like that. A bit phallic. Can't take them seriously. It's like, oh, grown, there's another one. They're everywhere. But I don't mind mushrooms that don't look like that, though. Hi, Rosalind. How you going? Have you had your operation on your eye, or is it very soon? I've lost track of time. I'm sorry. I don't think we would have noticed if you hadn't corrected it. James Bay, Turn Back the River. I think that's what it is. And I like an indie band called Bishop Wallace. Bishop Wallace, I believe. Graham doesn't like them because he reckons they're just yelling at him. I feel like I'm getting into trouble. Feels like he's been yelled at for being a naughty boy. To which I said, saves me having to do it. Okay, we've been fussing around this too long. I want to self-impose no spending. No, not when there's 25% sales on. Yeah, he is, isn't he? It doesn't hurt that he's very good looking, although that sounds very creepy coming out of my mouth, doesn't it, given that I'm an old lady? But I'm just mentioning that his looks don't hurt him at all, do they? Bishop Briggs. Is that what I said? Bishop Briggs? That's who they are. Bishop Briggs. And they sing something about a river too. Now, that sticks out a little bit and it's a bit higgledy-piggledy, but it's pretty much what I wanted to do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and just give it a quick stitch up the middle, because otherwise I'll just keep fussing around all night speaking and I'm not really getting anything done. And I've got to go to bed feeling like I've done something tonight, given my hands look the way they do. Where is the blessed middle? There it is. So did I surprise you all when I came in? Life is too short to listen to. Absolutely. Just music makes us... No, it doesn't, does it? It just sounds like it's a little bit creepy when I'm saying it doesn't hurt, that he's just a little hunk of a boy and he's just sweet. And yeah, if a bloke said that about a female, he'd be in all sorts of trouble. So no gender bias here. If I'm going to say it, well, Vic, it just sound a bit creepy. I wonder why we do that gender bias thing. Like, I can get away with so much more than my granddad. I mean, Graham goes to the park with his granddaughter when he's near his granddaughter, and this is what I actually, and it really hit me hard. So we're at the park, and the park's got a flying fox. So he's up the top because she had to sit the little poppet up onto the seat, give her a little bit of a push. No, I was up there doing that. And then when that wore me out, I went down and I caught her and Grandpa picked her up. So it didn't matter which kid come up. They needed help to be put up. And you always know the park's always full of orphans. Always. So you're picking up everybody else's kid to do it. And poor old Graham, he was that uncomfortable and he'd kind of pick him up but keep him out. And then as soon as they were on and he knew they were safe, he'd give them a bit of a push and he'd turn his back. So and then when he was catching down below, if it wasn't Amelia coming down, he'd take 3 or 4 steps away and have his back to it. Now, yeah, just why do we do that? And if me, I could look anywhere I wanted to. It's, yeah. Which digital kit? Do you mean the mushroom one or the ephemera? The ephemera one, because I'm using ephemera kit number 1, and I'm using her Sue's mushroom on the inside. For Graham, yeah, it was. It was really, it is, and still is. It's like he's just got to be so careful. And he is just the sweetest, kindest man. And for him to have to just go over to a child that is there crying, but stand back and look around to try and figure out where parents are so he could tell them without bending down to pick whichever particular little kitty that was crying up. It's really hard, and it's like we found a kid crying walking around the supermarket, and once again, if I hadn't have been with Graham, he wouldn't have been able to do anything. The best he would have been able to do is try and get the kitty to follow him at a distance and or just to look after him until he was safe. It's sad. There are some good things. Yeah, but there are some good things. Last week, we saw pictures of two stunningly beautiful and clever young ladies that's leading the next generation up. So that's positive. I've got a granddaughter who is doing well. You've got grandchildren, so I think a lot of this nonsense will spin round eventually. It's at this time where Graham's at that age where it affects him. I'm hoping common sense will prevail. I have to believe it will. But when we see such beautiful young ones coming through, don't always... No. As sad as that is for Graham, the good news is I'm still allowed to go over to a kitty and pick them up and check and make sure they're all right. So, there's a positive instead of a negative to it. Life is what it is, and we do what we do. Doesn't want to sit down. Sorry, the string I got out wasn't actually thin. It was like I don't know, it was thick. Didn't do the job. Do you know, every now and again, a do-gooder accidentally does something good. Something to ponder. Just thinking out loud, I don't know. It's difficult to know. Now, who was I? I was trying to think of something before. We were talking about music. Oh, there's so many great artists, isn't there? And like Jane said, life is too short not to listen to music. So, Rosalind, did you answer me? Oh, there you go. Oh, it's this coming Tuesday. Okay. Well, I will be, if you don't mind, I will write that down and add to my... Okay. Could you imagine? I can't picture it. Like, I've seen some weird and wacky stuff happening over my lifetime. But I can remember my grandmother, and then my parents lose it over some of the changes that they saw. I mean, I nearly lost their mind over the Beatles. I mean, that was it. That was the end of civilization as we'll ever know it. It was just, we were all done. The Beatles. So I can't really think of anything. So I feel a little bit let down, really, because I haven't had that moment of shock where, you know, civilization is ruined for everybody. And I feel like I've been let down. I mean, the outrage and the energy. And then I saw my grandmother and then my parents put into things that just, you know, calm the farm. They're not that bad. Or we were just so desensitized. I think that's a big word for me this time of night. We're just so used to being shocked. It doesn't bother us anymore. I'll tell you what, I didn't exactly give myself heaps of cotton. Plenty, she said. Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? Oh, I thought it was a chicken that was a bat. Well, if I said bat blank crazy, I think that bloke probably invented the phrase, especially if it was a bat and not a chicken. Maybe that's where the phrase come from originally. That'd do it, wouldn't it? Why would he? What was his purpose to that, Jane? I'm quite curious. See, I don't feel particularly outraged over it. I just think, why, you idiot? Why not a chicken that's not as diseased? Maybe I got from a bat, but that's just horrible, isn't it? Yeah, well. Now, you see, I just had another thought that there was something that... Oh, what about, do any of you know Simon and Garfunkel? Simon and Garfunkel. He went on to do some really, really, really good stuff. I believe that he was the first white man to take the stage with Black Africans before apartheid finished, or around the time apartheid was on its way out. Yeah, he could well have been. But Paul Simon, Garfunkel, I'm pretty sure, did Watership Down. He did the music for Watership Down. I think Kevin Costner was in Watership Down. About All Rabbits or something. I never saw it. But Paul Simon was up on stage with the Black Mumba something. There's more to that. Mumba. Oh, the beautiful, beautiful sound. I suppose. Oops, I forgot to finish what I was doing. Okay, so now we've got our little book. That's going to fit somewhere in our... Oh, my hands are really putting me off. Gloves, people, gloves. Black Mumba. Oh, Okay. I'm just sorry, I'm catching up. I'm sorry if I miss things. Miss Jane's been helping me out tonight. Thank you so much, my dear. Oh, well, he probably could have. I don't know that there's a lot of thought. Don't know how much current's up there in that head. Thought it was a toy. No, I haven't. Die. Didn't see it. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's where you had a project. Oops. I am sorry. Graceland. Yes. Yes. Who he sang Bright Eyes. Okay. Always makes me cry. Yeah, I'm sorry, Di. I've always wanted to check out Watership Down. Crying is good for you, okay? So they tell me. So there we've got our little notebook there. It's just got. I try not to be too rigid, but it's a challenge. Now I've done that. I'll find somewhere wrong. What will we do? I've got to put this in here as I remember. Now, what was I going to do? I thought I might not even worry about putting a thingy what's on there, but I think I will. The thingy what's are always a good thing. They come in so handy. We all must be really calm, and we've got the candles there. Take a deep breath. I believe it's jasmine. I'm not sure. It's a sweet candle. I can't read its fragrance, I'm afraid. My head won't bend back and I can't tip it any further. I'll have hot wax dripping down my shirt on the inside. Can do without that. I've got an old gold here, but I can't pick it up. So this will do it. See me being flexible. Only happens once or twice a year. So if I put you... Well, I suppose this has got to be in the middle no matter where that is. Oh, for heaven's sake. This is the one that gave me trouble last week. Remember, I couldn't figure out how to do a gusset. That wasn't very embarrassing. So you'll go there. It's just trying to get it lined up. That looks pretty good. And that's about where I want it. Anybody got anything exciting for the weekend happening? Oh, no, I'm not that flexible. It's brown. These things, Jane, the little metal thingies, it's a little turn. It's a closure. I'll get a little Brad, and I'll show you. Just I can't. You can't read it. So it comes in a little packet like that. I checked the shop just in case. I know I've got some really cool Tim Holtz from Sue before. So that's where that might have come from. I've had them for a long time, and I never used them. And I thought, well, that's crazy. Because you see, when you use them, you've got none left. See, that's the same thing's happening. This is what happens with my brain. It gets so caught up in something that really doesn't matter. So what I might do is, we'll think laterally. I can't cope with that colour Brad on that, but we have sounds good to me, Anita. What are they called? They are called turn mounts. Creative Impressions. I don't like their container, but then again, look, honestly, I think I'm about 2.5 years off being as skinny as a rake and never doing any crafting if it involves opening packaging. I am just becoming more and more exhausted just trying to get into a package now. By the time I get into a package, I'm thinking, what am I doing with it? It's infuriating. And I thought we were getting greener. This is really, really easy to do. I'm just trying to make it look complicated, okay? So you get the little turn, and it didn't come with Brad's. Now look at that. Perfect match. I'm happy. It just came as turn mounts, and then I put a little Brad in it. Sorry. I should have done that before I glued it down. So what it does is we'll put this here, and then it swings up and it shuts the top. That's it. And then around you go. Someone just double check it, but oh, that's sad. I'm sad to hear that for you, Di. That's very sad. Just let me catch up. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I saw that, Jane. I'm thinking of it. It's all gone. I reckon you would be huffing and puffing by the time you got through helping your mum with 12 of them. Yeah, these are really good. I like them. They stay there. Yeah, swing mounts. I don't know how I come across them. I would have said it was in Sue's shop, but I wouldn't be 100% sure, so check it out. Oh, there's still more there. Goodness. I'm afraid I don't have that sort of luck when I go into the charity shops. I don't live in in the area where there's even a craft shop, really. I can't find like a patchwork fabric shop. Not around me. But it was the same when I was down on the coast. And it doesn't seem. There we go. Oh, I just love doing that. I don't get out much, okay? It's the little things. Just the little things. Just make sure that's in there. Yes, actually, more or less. More or less, Jay. Yeah. Wow. Where are you selling it? Are you selling it for the family diet? There we go. Stop playing. Now, because I've put a brad there, what I like to do is I just like to cover them up, because as you're taking things in and out, it could foul on it. And that little disc just saves anything being caught or pulling. My husband would have just gone, where do you want the boxes, Vic? Where will I put them, Vic? But then again, if you could see his workshop, you would totally understand why he doesn't give me a hard time. Even he will sheepishly say that he might have bought one too many tools to fit in out there. The problem with Graham and I is we do have inquiring minds. Like it's like we see things and it fascinates us. And like he's just made the funkiest laptop carrier case. And as you know, we're both in the army. Were in the army. Were. And we're in the Corps of Ramie. So we used to call him Harry. because, oh, that's so crooked. Because Ramey's mascot was a horse standing on the world with a chain. And anyway, so Harry the horse. So he's done this really wonderful job of the Ramey's logo. Now, if I go trying to do anything about that, I'm probably going to muck it all up. Or do I just ignore it and get on with business? Oh, charming. There's not a lot of grace there, is it? Can you see? Can you see how that's crooked? Yeah, I think I'm just going to close it and go, ta-da! Yeah? Does that work for you? So because I tend to overstuff my journals, if I do something at the front, I like to turn and do something on its page back here. That way that if it starts getting too fat, there's as much at the front as there is at the back, sort of thing. I'm sure all that's as clear as mud as I hope it would be for you. So now I'm looking for, I really don't know what. Oh, that's what I could do while I was at it. Keep that one up. What am I looking for? What am I going to do on that page? Done a notebook. I feel like I should start going, That's intermission for me thinking, I know what I'll do. I'll open my can of drink and Jane wants to sell the house. Yeah. Sorry about the noise. I'll go for it. If you got room for it, I'd go for it. It's interesting. I like that. No, it's crooked. It's interestingly crooked. Now I'll compromise on that. And why is it that I keep having mental blanks? So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to have a look at some of the photos I've taken and see whether or not we can have some divine I've only got mine there. Well, that's no help, is it? See if we can find something. Give me a hint. What can I do here? I get so frustrated when I just can't. My brain it breaks. It's not even up to breaking time yet, is it? Sorry, ladies. Give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. This is where people usually come prepared. Oh, hang on a minute. Rosalind, are you coming, are you? Okay, Rosalind, you have a great weekend as well. And seriously, all the best on Tuesday. I'm sure we'll all be thinking of you. Yeah, that's a good idea. And, well, that's something I haven't done. And I normally do in all my journals now that you mention that. I journal it. I stencil all my pages with the theory that if I do that, you're not starting with a blank page. And normally I do that as soon as I put the journal together. And because I didn't do that with this and the other one, I forgot all about it. So I'm wondering if this will be thick enough. Go to the, it's called the mushroom kit, so yeah, I got that right. So what am I going to do? I think what I might try and do is get all this out of the way. And watch your ears going. How's that for safe handling of the cutter? So I'll just get rid of the white borders. Who was it who said they figured out how to get rid of the white borders on print? My printer has been a bit funny. Something's not straight. Okay, we'll cut. Oh, it's a toss-up to know which side to use, isn't it? So I put you there like that. Like that. You can move it over like that. That will fit. I'm not telling you what I'm doing because I want to keep it a secret. I'll tell you what I'm doing as soon as I know. Some deal. I still didn't get that edge. I think one side's as nice as the other, so there you go. I knew exactly what I was doing all the time. I know what's going on. It's all under control. I have a clue. It sounds good, doesn't it? So we're making a pocket that's going to be a flip, and the other side of it's going to be maybe a pocket, side pocket to put something in. We'll see what's over the page first, I suppose. I think I've cut that down low enough. Tell me when I look like I know what I'm doing, will you? No, don't. No. Don't be doing that. Now, this is kind of like the last page. So I'm wondering whether or not I want it to go there, or whether or not I'd like that one further up the book. Although something does have to be on the last page, doesn't it? I did decide that what I was going to do with the pockets here, and I can't think what it was. It doesn't matter. So we're going to run with that. Now we'll take it off. Ink. So I think I'd like. My corner punch is getting pretty old, and it does not like paper punching the thin paper. So what I do is, with a great deal of confusion, I put just a piece of something up behind it. And lately I've been finding that if I have the thinner one on top, that doesn't happen. Or was it that if I had it on the bottom, I think we need to get Sue a better imposter on her. 3 weeks until the end of school. That's it. Yeah, have the paper on the bottom. See, it still leaves a little notch there. So I do have a We Are Memory Keepers one. And I'm sort of thinking, oh, you don't really get the new one out of the box until the old one stops working. Yeah, I don't know why either. What I might do, just thinking aloud, is if we're going to use this as one. So I either have it, no, I do have to have it that way. Well, it's got to go to the other half of the book. So something's got to be the last page. So it might as well be that. Although, is that going to foul on that all the time? So you see all these problems that we come up with. So I should have done that the other way around if I wanted it there. So don't mind me talking to myself. It's not helping me at all. I'm just wondering what I'm going to be doing with this. Okay. When life's too complicated, go to the next page. That was funny. It was funny. I'll put that there like that and turn it over. Then I've got something, and then something's there, and it's almost there. So it's equivalent thickness to what the hell. Oh, I'm exhausted after that. I don't know how you lot have kept up. You lot. And all that to say, I want to get something a little bit heavier without it being too heavy. Just to pop along there. Just to give it a little bit of extra strength. It's too short. Oh my God. I've got all this paper around me and I haven't got anything to use. This is like, Do you ever fall into the trap when you're sitting in your room and you've got paper and you've got bits and pieces of stuff everywhere, and all of a sudden you've got to write a note and you can't find a piece of paper? It's like, well, I can't find a piece of paper to write that note down on. That's what it feels like here now. This will do it. It's a piece of watercolour paper. So I just wanted to put something here so that we can strengthen it a little bit, because it's only really copy paper. You there, I'll put you about there and there. So I'm guessing, Jane, you could class yourself as an experienced beginner now, chugging on your way to being intermediate, maybe. Are the pants that you're making fitted? Are they flared? Do they have a zip in them? No, I'm not going to ask if you're going to wear undies under them. That's going too far. Where's my glue? Concentrate on what I'm doing. You get those pants made, girl, and you would most definitely. I think ranking is another overrated thing. I think we all are who we are, and we all come with different skills, gifts, different things to offer. So what real use does a ranking give? Unless, of course, you're in a mortal battle for life and death, I guess. But aren't we all beginners at something at some stage? I think that one of the things that I've seen that appears to me that has been lost in general, the society, is the desire for people to share what they know. It's like, I'm not talking about the art community. I think the art community is very generous, but I just mean in a general, the way we live now. I've found that people don't really want to share their intellectual musings. I don't know. I just. There we go. So that just gives that side tuck a little bit of strength. Oh, hi there. How you doing, Tanya? You back at work? Working away? It's nice to see you. Elastic weight, no zips yet. No zips yet? Okay. Don't be too scared of them. Oh, Anita, are you going, are you, my dear? Sorry, why did you say goodbye? You're welcome, Anita. Thank you very much for coming in and supporting Susie's channel. 25% sale in this shop. We'll get shopped, Jane, you and I. What do you reckon? We'll go down together. Hey? What did I use before? This might be enough. Do you have these things hanging all the way? I went to the loo the other day and I looked down on the floor and they're even in there. They're everywhere. Says a lot about my house, doesn't it? Simply lovely, darling, except for all the bits of half moons that are floating around everywhere. Now, I want to glue a pocket. I don't want to make it too close to the side so that it will foul. Did I decide it was going to be on that one? No, I didn't, did I? Did I do that upside down? Chilbic. There we go. So I'm leaving a little bit of space as we do so that we don't end up with it fouling on the fold. I've not given it enough, given it more than enough space by the look of it. Yep. This one and this one, that's where this one. Top, because you turned me around twice and I don't know whether I'm up or down. It really is a sweet little. And when I first saw Mushroom Kit, I've gone, oh, that's probably one I won't like. And interestingly enough, I think it's just really very, very lovely, as it turns out. Just lovely. So that will fit there. So what I need to do, really hard trying to find the fold. So I want to put a little bit of glue along there and then on the sides, and then that'll be a little shallow type tuck that will go along there. If I glue up here. Is the candle working, ladies? Do you feel really relaxed and serene and ready to go into a wonderful weekend? And Graham's not completely solved with me having a camera in here. Camera. I think I actually meant to say candle, but yeah. Some of the things that go on in here, sometimes you wouldn't want a camera in here. And he's a bit dubious about safety, occupational health and safety. I think he's having a bit of a cow about it. But I've had to promise him dutifully that if I leave the room, I'll turn it off. Martini and Megan, you should be comatose. You'll sleep through the weekend. Oh, no, you can't. You've got to make those pants. I want a photo, please, on you when you've done them. I really do. And I hope that doesn't sound like I'm making fun of you. I'm not. I'm just generally saying that I'd like a picture. So we have our pocket here. Now I could have brought this pocket over further. I could have measured into there. I'm not overly concerned about it because it's a big enough pocket as it is. It just means that you've got the background there. It's not white, so it doesn't matter. So we'll pop a pocket in there at some stage. And I think we might use the film strip. Actually, I'm not sure. I think this one might be the ephemera kit. No, James reminded me. Some of the pages that get a splotchy look to them, I don't necessarily. I know. Oh, is that a freebie I've got there? Thank you, Jane. I'm glad one of us know what's going on. Truly, thank you. So some of the pages that I've got marked, I don't worry too much about if they've got some good ink markings on them. And as you can, I don't even know if you can pick that up. It's not put on heavily. Yeah, you can see a hint of it there. I don't put it on heavily. I just lightly, just to encourage people just to go, you know what, it's not a blank page. It's already marked. You can turn it into anything you want to. Don't know what I'm going to do with that one yet. See, this one here, I don't feel the need to put any stenciling on it because it talks for itself. So usually once I put the binding kit away, I normally get the stencil out and then I go through it after I've stitched it together. I've been a bit lazy of late. I haven't been doing it. It's like, it's not a very exciting job. I'll just do that as I go. And Jane reminded me of that, so thank you. Now, get it on one or two of them. All right. Isn't this turns out to be my version of a distressing tour? I do have one. What was that you asked me if I'd seen before Di? Earlier on in the piece. I'm laughing with you. Honestly, mine do it to me all the time. It's like, I'm sure it's their new hobby, you know. Listed under hobbies in their bios, the new one there. Seen how far Mum can jump when we just walk up behind her and bark for nothing. I don't know if money changes hands, but I do detect a bit of a conspiracy. Now yours are doing it. They're not talking, are they? Any indents? With you. I'm with you. I'm not laughing at you, remember? Yeah, I'm laughing at you. I knows what that feels like. I don't know how you feel. No, you only got little ones. I'll send Cody up for you. That'll learn you. And don't you hate it when somebody's always got one bigger or better than you? I don't know about better, but he's bigger. Graham's in from the workshop. That's his coffee machine going. It's not funny. It's just not funny. You stop it, you girls. You just stop it now. Or maybe once more. I'll waft the candle. Oh, poor Jane. Laughing at your misery. That's not very nice, is it? So I went up there to dry for a minute, and I forgot that the reason why I didn't worry about that being white. Ooh, had a bug. Has everybody had an infestation of Christmas beetles? I mean, they're really, really turning it on for Christmas this year. The little 4-year-old next door was beside himself. Oh, he was so funny the other day. He found a bolt on the ground outside, just underneath the balustrade thing out the front. We're talking, and he's 4. Now, keep in mind, this is the boy that walked up to Graham. You know, when you have the council pickups, you have a curbside. So he's out there helping his mother, this last one. And they've got their piles out there, and Master 4 is helping his mommy. And he looks up over Graham, and he stands there and he goes, That's a fine curbside you've got there, Graham. Just like some little old man leading. So this boy comes over and he finds this rusty bolt thing. I mean, I don't even think a 4-year-old should have been allowed to have it, but, call me overcautious. And he picks it up and he shows Graham, and Graham says, "Oh, you found my bolt, mate." He's like, Isaac's thinking about this because he said "my" in it. That must mean it's yours. And Graham was watching him thinking. He said, "I do think did you want it? Did you want it? Did you?" And he's trying not to use his name, and I probably already have, but I've got to stop. And he's thinking about it. And Graham says to him, "You got a use for it? Do you think you could use it?" And just trying to prompt him along because he's always going to let him have this rusty old bolt. And he looks up at Graham and says, "Well, not yet, but I will. I will." He's like, oh, such a sweetie. And like coming over here because I give him an ice cream or one of those icy poles in the plastic. I've got like juice ones. They've probably got more sugar in them than the cordial ones. But anyway, I think I'm doing the right thing getting freshly squeezed ones, so they say, orange. And they are nice. They are nice little kids. They're very nice little kids. Yeah. No, I don't, but I will. Actually, you know who he sounds like? He sounds like the rest of us. I just thought of that. It does. He's just described a lot of it. Oh, thank goodness for that. I wouldn't like to send him home hyperactive. It's like, here, have this on your way home. Let your mother deal with it. That's what I worry about. Now that's not straight, and I'm just, it's fine. Like, I don't know. Who are you and what you do with it is about the question I should be asking. But it's a little bit wonky inside, so we better have it a little bit wonky outside. Tell you, this is a little book that it took me an hour to make. Are you still inside, Graham? Graham, are you there? I didn't want to use that glue anyway, to tell you the truth. Obviously sticks far too well. Can't get the lid off. So what I thought I'd do, I should have used something finer than the baker's twine. I didn't think about that. Nothing new for me these days. I'm just going to put a little bit of calico down there. It's got the mumps. I wonder if they still sell them in the canteen. Well, you'd know, Rosalind. Do they still sell those in the canteen for the kids to slurp on, suck on? Sounds better, because it'd be really good to cool them down. Like, so I have one. Call them 10 minutes before they've got to go back inside, and sit them down and give them one of those each. So I might cool them down and wake them up to what's got to come the rest of the afternoon. Although I guarantee you there'll be one kiddie in the class that can't have it, so that means nobody can they? Which is fair enough. You're still allowed to take cake to school when it's your birthday? Like, you used to take a cake in when it was a kid's birthday and everybody saying happy birthday. And I always wonder why it was the kid that was having the birthday that had to bring the cake. Well, kid's mummy, that is, I suppose, but or grandma. Always seemed a bit funny to me. But I thought when they had a birthday, you got something. Then the next question is where would you look for a recipe for a gluten, nut, dairy, egg-free cake from? And what would be in the cake? Oh, okay, so they are there. Not allowed to have cakes anymore. Yes, that's true. The internet would tell me. Oh, that's sad that they can't have a little cupcake or something. I'm sure you'd be able to make some sort of cake, surely. Then again, you're allergic to pepper. Is it pepper? Jane? Some spice. I'm sort of like I'm not making light of it or trying to say that it's terrible or the rest of it. You would just think that we would be able to get something to give the kids a little treat that everybody could have. So haven't we got that smart yet that we can't do something that fits everything? Well, I suppose the obvious answer to that is no. Chili. Sorry, I wasn't. That was an unfortunate cackle then, wasn't it? It was a cackle. I just thought of something funny that I'm not going to say anything about, so I'll stop talking about it. It says chili, Jane. Well, is chili a pepper? A form of pepper? Are they totally different things? No, they've got to be totally different things, surely. Okay, I'll tell you what I was laughing at. And I do not know why it come into my head. Probably not good timing when we're talking about allergies. But I don't know where I put it. If you get scared, if you get scared to death, right? What happens the second time? Okay, Tanya, have a good night at work. Thank you very much for dropping in. It's lovely to see you. But seriously, if you get scared to death the first time, like once, what happens when you get scared to death twice? Pardon me. I mean, these are philosophical questions, aren't they? But you see, I think that's a good thing, Rhonda. I think if we can just all be who we are and be allowed to be who we are, and the more we can make people feel like they're one of us, the better. And if dietary issues, one's not, to me, one's not more important than the other. then again, probably not best me talking about things like that, because I believe in things like open borders and compassion and okay. Yeah, anyway. So do you want to hear my other... Do we have a comment on... yes. Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, well, yeah, the cat thing. Yeah. I just thought if you got scared to death and you didn't die, yeah. And did you hear about there was only frog parking allowed along the outside your school? If you park there, you'll be towed. Get it? Get it? That's really funny. I wish I could hear you all laughing, because this is really funny stuff I'm giving you here. Hey, it's 9 o'clock at night and I'm still out of bed. I think so. I don't think it takes too much, does it really? I mean, we want people to let us be who we are. Why not let them be who they want to be? But anyway, I'm not getting much response to my ponderings. It's almost disappointing. It's like, do not you people laugh? Never mind about cutting. Will I bleed if you do not cut me? And now I'm quoting Shakespeare. Hamlet, I believe. Oh, sorry. I forgot you were there. I was just smoothing that down, forgot all that for a moment. What's that about inclusiveness? Well, I don't drink, Jane. I've got to get it from somewhere. And I think Graham's taken the other pair out to the workshop with him under threat of death. So, I've got to have something going for me. And what's wrong with a good old dad joke, I reckon they were mum jokes before they were dad jokes, because they are really, really good. Really. This one actually applies to my husband. This is my husband's mantra. We should make him a button out of it and pin it on him. My wife said I never listen to her, or something like that. I know they say if a comedian's got to laugh at their own jokes, they're no good, but that's not true. That's not true. I'm not a comedian, so I can laugh. Oh, dear. Did you know I really want to grow my own food, but I can't find the bacon seeds? Just let me know if you need me to go slower. Am I the only one laughing? I'm delirious. Oh, dear. See, I like my jokes, because if you weren't a frog or a husband or... it wouldn't be taking fun out of anybody, would it? And that's what we want. Okay, you ready for another one? You're up for it? I checked into the Hokey Pokey clinic and I turned myself around. Oh, come on, guys. You're hard audience. Hey, I'll take a laugh wherever I can get it. I don't discriminate. Oh, here we go. Teacher asked Charlie. Oh, God, I love Charlie. Don't we wish we all had a little Charlie in our life? Used to be Johnny. It's Charlie now. Poor old little Johnny used to get in all sorts of strife. We don't have Johnnies anymore. We have Harrys and Charlies and I don't know who we have. I really don't. I feel sorry for the kids. We're going to the football one day, and this little kid decided to run off. I suppose he was about 12. And it's like, Diesel, come back now. I thought I didn't see. I thought it was. I honestly, I don't know them. I don't mean to insult this little boy, but I was looking over the dog. I'm sorry, but I was actually looking for the dog. Oh, dear. If you know, no, I can't stop yet. You're only nearly there. I haven't. My job here is not done. But I did. It's like, oh, Axel. Now, yeah, I'm probably going to get into trouble for saying this, but here goes. Like, you call your kid Axel. I mean, the only Axel I ever came across was either something to do with a wheel or Axel Rose. And I'm telling you, he's pretty good to look at, and he's not doing too bad in, is he? No, I'm thinking of Bon Jovi. Yeah, no, Axl Rose, he's sort of like me. He's got shorter and fatter, but we can't help that. But what is it like for these people when they grow up? So we finally got the rest of our pool sorted out the other day, and this Graham said a bloke called Axel's coming to do the pool, and I've gone, Axel, thinking that he wouldn't be old enough because I thought that was, and when he came, I didn't go out the back, but I had a look at him. Here's this bloke that must be nearly 60. He's like a string bean. He's gangly, and if anything ever not looked like an Axel in all your life, it was this bloke. I mean, parents, please think before you call your kid. Rhonda, I saw a Facebook page one day, on a feed, and it was this teacher, and he'd written down the 5 strangest names he'd ever come across, and honestly, I wrote it down on a piece of paper because I thought it was just, well, it was gold. It was gold. It was like, I don't know how they come up with it. And spellings of names. Like, you might think you're really clever with the way you spell your kid's name, but that kid's got to go through life going, yeah, no, you don't spell it like that. and the weird ways. And I, like when I was going into the school, I couldn't read half the names. And there was a whole generation of that small town getting around with names that come straight off the Jerry Springer show. You know, all the Isha sort of words. Aisha, Eisha, Daisha. I don't know. It's just really, really weird. I walked down the street one day and a lady I knew her older girl that was at school, and she had twins. And I looked and going, oh, aren't they beautiful? What are their names? Summer and Winter. Summer and Winter. They were the twins. So you don't realise that there's a season either side of that. You could have called one of them autumn or spring. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Or a day of the week. Oh no, don't. Yeah, see, you shouldn't get me on a trail. You know, like I just end up down a rabbit hole. I had no idea. I can't remember the worst of them. It is. It's really sad. And then there was one family, beautiful people. All their girls had their first name, and it all revolved around that one Aisha type name. I can't. They all sounded much the same, but they were all called by their second name, and that was very helpful for me because I could cope with Sky and Gracie and beautiful girls. I'm thinking of them now. And that's the thing when you move on from somewhere, you know, there's a whole generation that's gone through now that we would never have known. Yeah. But, yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Gets you going. Did you know I used to think it was my dryer that shrank my clothes? Yeah, it turns out it's the refrigerator. I try not to laugh at my jokes, but how can you not? I forget I'm supposed to be working here, don't I? Not getting paid to do nothing, Vic. Come on. I don't know, that one to me, it looks like it, I don't know, help me out. It looks continuous. Like it's a lot prettier than what it's actually showing up. But I'm thinking it's like it'd make a sort of, I don't know if you can see it, make a bookmark that yeah. And just, well, we had to change our daughter's name around, otherwise she would have been MAD, would have been her initials. And she was nearly old enough to pick her own name out because we couldn't decide on anything. Graham wouldn't put a name forward, but he'd go, yeah, no, don't like that. What do you like? Oh, I don't know. And we just let the kid pick her own name out. So in the finish, we just changed the two names around to get rid of the MAD. So I like that, but it's a bit off the colour wheel. I do think that one I showed you is the best. Right, did them to cut them. I'm going to put you over there before you get ruined. My beautiful piece. Well, I have got more done. Love the blue. The blue. The plain blue. That one? Because that's really, I think, the best. Better, a lot better than, say, that one or the mess this one ended up in. No, not that one. This one. So I'm not they're brushos, Rhonda. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm just a person that's got brushos, and which is a pigment powder, Lindy's Stamp Gang. They have they don't call it brushos, but it's the same thing. So I have them. That's what's all over my hands. I have them, and I have a squirt bottle. That's how much I know about it all. So this one here has been done on an oxide background with the brushos in the water. But then again, this one here has been done with it as well. And this is definitely the look that I love. And I think it's the look that they were kind of hoping you'd get rather than that. That looks like a bad case of the measles. Whereas this one, I think this looks really, really pretty. And I got that one by using less water. I didn't get quite as excited with the squirt bottle with that one as I did that one. So I squirted it once, and I saw what was happening here. And I've gone, that might be the secret. So, yeah, if it's that one, I'm with you. Yeah, the only advice I'm qualified to give you on them, Rhonda, is perhaps a bit of forward thinking probably would help. just saying, just might be best. But I just felt I just needed a little bit of downtime today. I just needed something that was just needed something gentle on my brain, and that helps me immensely. So now I've cut that. I'm going to put you there. So I don't ascribe to that measure once cut twice business. It's just crazy thinking, crazy talking. Crazy talk. Yeah, they do. They do make an amazing effect. And normally I probably wouldn't be too concerned about my hands, but it was just that I was doing this tonight, and it probably would have been better if I didn't have stuff all over me. It's quite distracting. Now that's there. So who says that we have to put... I always seem to go into that bottom right corner. But that's there, and it's quite pretty. So I'm thinking maybe... I think once we get this squared away, I was going to play around with my book thingy, but I don't think that's going to happen. We just had a shower of rain. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and out they come in their cars. Got a bit of a problem at the moment. But from what we've been hearing from everybody, we certainly don't have it on our own. It seems like hooning is the alternative to drugs when it comes to trying to kill yourself. And the ninth wonder of the world rides around on a motorbike, and I still cannot figure out how he hasn't been cleaned up yet. I really, honestly, I think it's got more good luck than anything else. It's not his brains that's keeping him alive. What do you think? How does that look like? Yeah, I suppose I've not. Yeah, I'm just more worried about Jane, Rhonda. You know, we've got to cater to those that get upset about things, and Jane. I actually agree with her. Dirty hands are very distracting. And while there's a world of difference between worn on paint, because I've had the hand sanitizer and half a thing of stuff. What do you call it? Soft wash stuff that you wash your hands, soap that you wash your hands with, and it's not budging. So hand sanitizer. I had heard somewhere where that was supposed to take it off, but no. This is pretty good pigment. Beautiful stuff. And the green one is just beautiful. There you go. What do you think? I'm not very good at clusters, girls. They scare me. Yeah. You are not having a good run with your That's not the. Oh no! So you've got the karaoke king next door that you had to build a higher fence to protect your babies, and now you've got hoons across the other side of the road. And that is a very good question, Jane. That and their tyres. I don't think Graham will ever get over the sight at 5 o'clock in the afternoon with mummies and daddies with kids in their car at every point of the intersection. This young fella goes into the middle of the intersection. Cars on every side had to stop so he could do his donuts around and around. And through the smoke, you could see these, because Graham took a video of it, you can see this idiot, no shirt on, hanging out the back driver's side with his bottom up, the window down in the back seat with his bottom on the ledge, and he's hanging on like up underneath, which isn't a real great purchase there. And he's yahooing and whoa and all this sort of thing. And like, there's no way that kid could have seen where he was going. The smoke was that thick. And they thought that they were just the bee's knees. So Graham took a video of it and sent it off to Graham. No, I'm not saying any more. I don't know nothing. Yeah. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, he thought that would be a fun thing to do. And all these cars lined up random, had cars behind them, so they couldn't move back to get out of the way. They were all stuck there watching this idiot do it. That's the worst we've had. And we're very lucky we're in a court and we're kind of like almost between two suburbs, but a kilometre or more, I don't know how far, but far enough away that it's not an impact on us. There's a major road, and it sort of like divides the end of our suburb to the next one. So it's almost a little bit like no man's land. And it certainly is like time forgotten here because we're all good neighbours. We all help one another if it's needed. Not that we've had to, we do with one, but we know we keep a bit of an eye out. And the house across the road's been empty now for months, so it's been we all know that it's empty, so we know to keep just a little bit of an eye out on it. So we're all good, but we don't bother each other. We're not in each other's pockets, so it's a really good balance. So I'm really happy with our neighbourhood here, and because it's a court, I'm just hoping that one of these little twerps don't get the idea to think, oh, cool, this is a court. I'll just go in and down the end and around in the turn. I'll just do my donuts there. But they haven't been smart enough to think of that yet, which would be smarter than doing it in the middle of a bloody intersection at knock-off time, wouldn't it? But then they wouldn't have an audience, would they? So, both of them now. It's really, I don't know why I'm laughing. It's not funny. That's awful. That's really, really awful, Jane. Yeah, it is, and it's kind of like we've got our own little magic world here where we do exactly what we're supposed to do as being part as the human race and being caring people is to look after each other, and we've got that in here. So our neighbour knows. She keeps an eye out on us and what's going on because obviously we're the older ones. And she makes sure that we're home safe, and she pretty much knows our routine now. And I don't see that as her being a sticky bee. I see that as her watching out after me because she's not out the fence going, well, where were you? Where were you? What were you doing? Who did you out with? She's not she's not like that, but she just has a little subconscious thing in her head to check. And because and she's got keys to the house for all sorts of different reasons, but we've got the dogs. What happens if we're, I'm not looking to try and talk myself into it, but what happens if we have an accident and we're banged up? We've got the dogs that we have to think about. So, and Abby's about the only one Cody will let in. It's just really comforting to know that we've got that in place. Yes. True genius, isn't it, Jane? I go out to Graham and I say, is it possible for him to put the pistons or spark plugs or... No, not spark plugs. Spark plugs. Pistons, anything. Is it possible for him to just send them right through his bonnet? Just to shut him up? It's... Oh. And Graham's like, if that idiot thinks he's tuning a car up, I think we'd be... He's clueless. It's all they do, isn't it, Jane? Rev, rev, rev. But why? Why is it so appealing? And I love it. It's sort of like, what is it? New 21st century garden ornaments. Is it a new style that I've missed? The tire rims and back seats and an odd assortment of car bits and accessories flung here and there in this sort of, I assume they think, artistic way. And they've taken the place of what people used to have, gnomes. You know, did I miss that memo? Gnomes are out, car parts are in. Because it seems to, they've only been there 3 weeks. Give them time. True genius, true genius. And you know what's really, really scary? They've got a mother that loves them. I bet you she lives on the other side of town. There you go. Look at me go tonight. Okay, so that's a pocket. I've got to do that there. I've done a little cluster. Haven't really given it much thought, which is probably why I did it so quickly. And we put the top on that and put our little lever on there, and that is a little bit loose because I didn't get that brad seated. I didn't get that squashed in, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. And I made a little book and I put lace, calico and lace on it, and so I made it all a bit smashingly odd. And that's the mushroom kit and the ephemera kit 1 digital prints that are available on Sue's website, which is having a 25% sale. Did anybody say? Yeah, they're so considerate. Thanks, Rhonda. They're very considerate. We've got someone down the end. He's down the end of the court and up a couple of houses, and he starts work 4:30 onwards, and he's got this motorbike, and it's one of those motorbikes. He's not waking us up anymore because I sleep with the windows family shut, which we hate, but you've got to get your sleep where you can get it, and we put the aircon on if we have to. But if I'm down here and I can't sleep, I can be up all night or go to bed at 4:00 in the morning, and I can still hear, particularly the young fella on the motorbike. Well, I'm assuming he's a young fella. I can't believe anything other than he's got a death wish. He's out on that bike. He can't be working. Because once the streets go quiet at night, around the 12 o'clock, I don't know. I only hear him revving around the neighbourhood. I don't hear their cars anywhere else. But this kid on this motorbike, I'm telling you, I don't know how he's still alive. I really worry for him. I really do worry for him. He's somebody's son. He's running the risk that he's going to be that person that some poor paramedic's going to have to come and scrape up off the ground, or some doctor's going to just have to say to his mother, "I'm sorry, I couldn't do anything." It's like, value your life. Anyway, I might get carried away. I'm sorry. Oh, it's getting quite late. I think, yeah, I think I've excelled tonight. I even got on first go. I'm quite proud of that. Thank you. Acknowledgement to Graham for that. What can I wear? What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? Yeah, and possibly he could hurt somebody else. Yeah. A fish wearing a bow tie. Any takers? It's play on words. I'm helping you, Jane. It's not bad, no. So, fish decayed. Oh, that one's funny. Come on, guys. Give me your art audience. Find a reminder. Okay, I'm going to give you an encore because you're just not giving me the due that I think I need. Singing in the shower is really fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then you get a soap opera. No, they don't. I don't know that I had much fear when I was 19 either, Rhonda, but I'm pretty sure I didn't try and throw my life away. So it could be the problem. I think maybe if they're... No, I won't say that. That could be very untrue. So I'm going to have to find somewhere to put this notebook now. It's a little chunky monkey, so if I put something like that up here, I'll put a thin one at the back. So it's really not so much that I've got thick, thin. It's that I've got a page decorated here and I've got a page decorated there, because I ended up with a journal that is going to forever be my resource. And I'll show you why. This is the one that made me see the error of my way. Just want to clean up. Just do the breaststroke. And we'll give room for the candle. I'm not singing, so I'll show you a journal and then I'll say goodnight. So I went in this and I thought, you know what, there's so many beautiful things I like to make. I'm just going to throw it all at this journal. Well, first problem is I tend to cut my journal corners fairly deep. So by doing that, I lose an inch and a bit. I lose an inch and a bit of my give, or it's going to look like that because I've cut that so deep. So that was lesson number 1 with this one. I knew that, I just wasn't thinking. So then I decided that I was just going to go for it. And there's lots of stuff at the front, but not as much as going for somebody. I'm a bit worried it's starting to get a little bit sort of like handled now, because I have been using it as a resource. So there's those. And with this, I also learned that this is very heavy. I've used a good quality paper, cardstock paper, thinking that anything thinner wouldn't be strong enough. But this in then tends to pull the page a bit. You need to pee. I guess that's because of my jokes, I guess. So I just had so much fun with it, like I did the cupboard. It's probably got something in there. So I've got a little tag in there, and that's there, and the mushrooms. And I'm not 100% sure I like these hidden paper clips. being this big for the reason that I'm having trouble with it now. I think I prefer them a little bit smaller, but that's just me. Now, this is one that I learnt from Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventure, and I love it because when you open it, when it's not full, it looks like a little bird cheeping, cheep, 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 cheep. So that was something that I wanted to do because I really loved it, and then I put a bag. It just goes on and on and on. That's a little covered paper clip there that's holding in a thick card there. I do like it. I do love the journal, but there's just a library card. There's just too much in it, and it's a shame. It's a shame. So what I'm thinking probably is going to happen with this is I will pull it apart. I think the modern word is deconstruct, but that's just another word for pulling it apart. So there's just a little bit of sewing and a little bit of daisy chain braid that I had left over from one of Amelia's dresses. So that is a pocket there, so something else to go in it. And then it's just back to back pocket, and I haven't even done anything in the middle there yet. And I've done this, which I think is a good idea. So that's just a page pull out that I've added in. And it's just this is Roxy, Rachel from Roxy Designs. Should say Roxy's, you know who I mean, Rachel, Roxy. That's hers. Fundamental blanks. That's a bag that'll need something in it. So I'm just exhausted going through it. This is another one that I saw it from Wendy, and I've done another one of these in the other journal that I'm working on, Hope. I think I've done it different again to this. So there's stuff in there, and this is all filled in as well, and that's using 2 pages. It's really funky. I like that a lot. But as you can see, covered paper clip and a ruffle, and that's a little paper clip there, and they come in and out, the little ephemera bits. So as you can see, it's sort of like it grew like Topsy, and it's out of control, people. This is Roxy's yeah, the cheap bird cheapy one, cheap one. I love it too. Is it Roxy's Designs? I don't know if the French is going to like this one. Roxy's Creations. Thank you. I didn't think it was Designs. Sorry, Rachel. What do a tick? What does a tick and the Eiffel Tower have in common? They're both Paris sites. Oh dear. I'm so tired now, I'm hysterical. As I said, there's another paper. How many covered paper clips do you need in one flipping journal? So I did like that. That was just a little bit of ruffle that was left over that I put some little roses on, and there's just some note paper in there. Another pocket with something in it. And as you can see, it's just here. This one comes out, and then it flips up like so. So I tend to do that, like these flaps, leftovers from where you, like where you put I'm going. I'll show you because I can't come out with it. like you stick a little bit, like bag, when you stick a little bag or something in there and you have a little flap that it, like this one, you just put a bit of coloured paper in there. Why? Well, you stick a fold out piece of paper to that and you get all that extra journaling space, plus you get a pretty piece of paper. So that's kind of like what I do. And on that note, where do I get my wonderful page? Which cover? Oh, hello. Sorry, lovely crafty. Lovely's crafting. I didn't even say hello to you. We're starting to wind down now, my dear. I know, they're gorgeous, aren't they? I don't know. I just used to help me. Used to be in ministry. It's just good to have a lot of things to be able to say. The one you are holding. Okay, what do you write? So, Jacqueline. Hi. Have we said hello before, Jacqueline? You lurk. Okay, then. Well, listen, I'm actually the fill-in. This is Sue's channel, Paper Inspirations, and she's got a bit on at the moment, so I've stepped in. So don't judge what's happening now to Sue's channel. Sue has a Facebook page, in case you don't know, and starting tonight at 12 o'clock, she's having 25% sale in her shop. So she's got a lot of really, really good things in there. To the foldy thing. Oh, the piece of paper thing that you fold out. Yeah. How does it close? Well, I haven't got that far yet. How it closes, I'll stop yelling again now. Sorry, I'm a bit exciting. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, we're all right bags. It depends on how full I make it. But what I usually do is I put a eyelet in there and then just wrap it so that the closure stays with the journal and it stays out of the way. The other thing too is I've had these. Just a minute, I'm looking. I better drink something while I'm doing it. Okay, I've had these for a long, long time and I've never actually used them. And it's the way Sue closes her journals. So I'm hoping that I will get inspiration and encouragement or courage to start doing them as well. But I do like something a little bit filmy and pretty. And the other thing I did too is I bought these, and they are to keep you sort of like hold your scarf together or some such thing. I use wraps and clothing, and I was wondering whether or not I could use them. But I would like it. I still want it fixed. I like the idea of keeping the yeah, it is. Just a minute, I'll say goodbye to you properly, Jane. So anyway, I'm just looking around for ideas, but mainly just a very soft ribbon wrap. I'd like to thank you all very much for coming in and joining in. Thank you, Jane, very much. Rhonda, great seeing you. I was beginning to wonder where you were. Now, where these ones? Yeah, see, I'll never say goodbye. You're right, Jane. Good night. I didn't get them from I don't think I got them from Spotlight. I think I got them from a place called Tradeway, which has a whole bunch of other stuff there and a little bit of haberdashery. I think it was something obscure like that. Although they might sell these in Spotlight as well. I'm sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I'm very tired. It's very, oh my goodness, it's get to bed, you lot. It's 10 o'clock at night. Sorry, Jacqueline, that you came in just as we're going. But yeah, it's just a basic fabric. It's got a sketchbook piece of paper and then calico. Then I've zigzagged around it and probably be a soft tie. Thank you very much, everybody. It's been good. And I don't know if you'll see me next week or not. It'll be a surprise for you and me. I don't mind at all. It's just if you don't have me, it means that Sue's had a chance to get everything sorted. That's all. So I don't know. I'll have to ask Rhonda. I'll remind me of that. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. Be kind to you and be kind to the person that's standing next to you. Until next time. Bye.